It's time for us to do our 2026 MLB awards predictions. We're going to go through the MVP races, the Cy Young. The Rookie of the Year is a very contentious one right now, especially if you're a Mets fan. And any other awards that we can think of that we want to talk about, we're going to do it with you guys. Before we get going into it, make sure you are subscribed to the Windup for more baseball content. Big shout out to all our members. You'll see your name shouted out on the little crawl on the bottom of the screen. And of course, if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. Big shout out to Prize Picks. You'll hear more from them later. James, which award would you like to start off with?
We have to do National League MVP first. It's not even a question. You talked about Rookie of the Year being contentious. National League MVP right now is going to pit people at odds apart. I don't even know. It's just going to be such a fascinating debate as to PCA having already a historically great season, and he just does not slow down at all. But with Shohei Ohtani standing right there doing exactly what he kind of always does.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close. I think closer than people ever expected because, again, coming into a season where Shohei Ohtani was expected to pitch and hit for the entire year, it's pretty impossible for him not to win the National League MVP. It's also still feeling pretty impossible for him not to win the National League MVP, only throwing, 90-ish innings, 80-ish innings? How many has he gotten up to so far?
I'll get you that right now.
But it's also a credit to how good Pete Crow Armstrong has been, because the fact that we're even having a conversation right now about whether or not the Cubs center fielder is as valuable as the guy for the Dodgers who's going to hit 50 home runs and also pitch this year, how is that a real sentence in 2026?
So Shohei Ohtani's thrown 85 innings. And I think the biggest thing with Ohtani and only having those 85 innings is that he had a 1.79 ERA. He was pitching amazingly. He was
bad.
No, he was tremendous. He was hilariously due for tons of regression, and then he got hurt and he stopped pitching. So, I do wonder if it would have worked against Ohtani to have, 125 innings, but his ERA scooted up to, 3.1 or 2.8 rather than stop at the 85 here. But the other thing that's funny about Ohtani versus PCA right now is that PCA's low-key hitting better than Ohtani.
PCA's hitting like one of the best players in baseball right now.
And I think that's where this debate kind of should wind up for them for a little bit, because then we have the conversation of if they're hitting at least evenly, and right now PCA edges him out slightly, but it's still mostly even right now. It's a 155 WRC plus versus a 150 by the end of the season. If those are more than 10 points apart, I'd be shocked. So what's more important, the best defense in baseball, what's probably the most valuable position on the field, the best defense we've seen a generation at the most valuable position on the field, or 85 phenomenal innings on the mound? And that's going to be so fun for these voters to try and parse through and decide what they see as more valuable.
Oh, this is going to be the ultimate litmus test right now. And you're going to find out a lot about people's opinions and thoughts and how they think about the game of baseball. And even just what does war mean? What do we care about war? How do we consider war? WRC plus, this is going to be a huge, huge MVP race for these quote unquote new stats that a lot of people are learning about every single day.
But quickly, guys, we have a word from today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app that has an incredible brand new offer we can't wait to share with you guys. Download the Prize Picks app using the link in our description, use our promo code HMA, and you can get $150 worth of lineups if you play and win your first $5 lineup. That's right, Prize Picks just upped their offer, so there's never been a better time to join. Just download the Prize Picks app using the link in our description and sign up with the promo code HMA. And if you guys are not on Prize Picks yet, here's why you should be. The app is super easy to use. You just pick more or less on a few player stats, lock your lineup, and that's it. You're in. Or maybe you just rather pick teams, because Prize Picks has that now too. Just pick the winner, spread, or total on any game or fight. And we're making baseball lineups all the time. I won these two over the weekend. First up, a great ace-off between Garrett Cole and Chris Sale. And then Sandy Alcantara and Jake Bennett both had big strikeout games later on. Also, Prize Picks is available in most states. Florida, Texas, California, New York. So again, guys, it's time to lock in and win that first lineup. Because if you sign up with our promo code HMA, you can get $150 worth of lineups just for playing and winning your first $5 lineup. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to those awards. And it's almost like Ward never even been able to fully encapsulate what Shohei Ohtani does because of the pitching and hitting. You could add them both together and you're like, damn, that's pretty sick. But also, I don't think it even does. I think the other thing that's funny is that, I don't know. Fans of every other team earmuffs right now. Dodgers fans, you guys can keep listening. But the Dodgers, a lot of the best players on their team are not having great seasons.
No.
And Shohei Ohtani has been the consistent steadying force, at least as a hitter this entire season. He slumped a little bit earlier on this summer as well. But for Mookie Betts to get old, for Kyle Tucker to have a terrible first year. Freddie Freeman's still tremendous. Andy Pages, huge step forward. The rest of the team,
good.
Max Muncy's always really good. But like Ohtani has been the guy that has been there and been elite the whole way through, nonstop. And it's kind of been the same for PCA with the Cubs, where they were great early in the season, then they slumped really hard. He was terrible till May. And now, since he's been one of the best players in baseball, they've been one of the best teams in baseball. And they just swept the Dodgers. Not swept. Won the series. They're swept.
Won the series, I think.
Won the
right?
series, yeah, at home.
Maybe they did sweep, actually, because the
might have
Dodgers were on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, they did sweep. Cubs did sweep them. It would be very difficult for me not to vote for PCA right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think it's like, what year was it when it was Bellinger, Yelich? And
2019.
Yeah, Yelich arguably had better numbers than Cody Bellinger. But because Yelich didn't play that final month, Bellinger got it, because it's kind of like the who's in front of your face right now. That's what everyone does. Recency bias is so valuable when it comes down to these races. When they're close, if Shohei Ohtani doesn't pitch in September, probably makes it harder. But that, it also depends with PCA continuing to play well. That's kind of like the added bump that Shohei has. Like if I was a gambling man and I see Shohei Ohtani ever with a plus anything for the National League MVP odds, I would be placing that wager 100%. Like, there's no doubt that would be the best value. Just because if PCA ever gets cold with the bat for even like 2 weeks, probably loses it. Because Shohei doesn't really seem like he's going to slow down offensively to the point where his numbers are going to drop. But if PCA keeps up this amazing play and Shohei Ohtani does not pitch the rest of the year, what he did in May, the voters will not care about. Or there will be voters that don't care about that.
Definitely. But then we could also be in a situation where PCA could have one of the most valuable non-MVP seasons in the history of baseball. Bobby Wood Jr. did this a few years ago, and it was frustrating. But Aaron Judge hit that was 60 home run year. So again, you're not going to win the MVP over a guy with 60 home runs. But for
a narrative. People love a narrative.
And PCA also has a really, really good chance so far this year, as stolen bases have trickled down a little bit and Powers and a lot of the very good players actually got injured. PCA has a chance to be the only 30-30 player in baseball this year as well, which that's some narrative right there. The Cubs also can't catch the Brewers for the division, so that hurts some narrative right there. PCA might have a 10-WAR season. A center fielder has another 10-WAR season. I guess if you count Judge, those 2020 seasons, because he was playing a lot of center field, but like a true...
Yeah, but he was still mostly right field.
A true everyday center fielder. I mean, 2022, Josh played a ton of center field. He probably played over 80 games that year, but like Mike Trout was like the last, like, I'm a real center fielder to have a 10-WAR season. Like, it's, again, if I had a vote and the season ended today on Monday, August 10th, I would vote for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a super villain, so I would also pick PCA, but I am telling you right now that I do still think the edge is to Shohei Ohtani, simply because he's such a unicorn, and the fact that their hitting stats are even makes it tough. PCA's got to have better hitting stats with him, because even though the defense is absolutely exceptional, the guy still pitched 85 innings. It doesn't matter how good of a glove you have in center field, you didn't pitch 85 innings.
That doesn't matter a little bit.
It's just pitching is so much more valuable than a full season of defense in center field. If you throw 85 innings.
Oh, man, Jacob Young carved out a nice career. Kevin Kiermaier, those guys never hit a lick.
That's a problem. Now, you shouldn't be saying those guys if you're a PCA voter.
No, but I'm saying is that how valuable these teams treat center field defense. But I think truthfully right now, Ohtani should have the slight edge, but if I was staring at a ballot, it'd be very difficult for me not to vote for him. God, their stats are so even.
I'm super excited to see what this looks like come like September 10th, because
I said the WRC Plus were 5 points apart. They have the exact same number of home runs. Shohei Ohtani has 1 more RBI. PCA has 11 more runs scored. Their batting average, Ohtani by 6 points. On base percentage, Ohtani by 7 points. Slugging, PCA by 2 points. Their offensive lines are like this. So we have 85 innings pitched versus the best defense in baseball. And that's
again, it's the most valuable player. We're going to have a conversation again about what does value mean.
Yeah, God, this is funny. And I guess quickly we'll do American League MVP, because that one does not have the same level of intrigue at all.
No, there's basically no juice there. It's Yordan Alvarez, and it's going to be Yordan Alvarez. And if it's not Yordan Alvarez, it's a disaster.
Something horrible had to happen to Yordan Alvarez for him not to be able to win this.
Like, he would have to get shot. Like, that's basically what it would take.
Fucking run over by a car, something horrible has to have happened. And again, this is also, the conversation is about value. Like, Bobby Wood Jr. probably ends the season with like the same WAR as Yordan Alvarez, but I think Yordan Alvarez is a really good chance to win the Triple Crown. That's really
seems like he's going to win the Triple Crown, especially if they keep getting, like, because the RBIs, I think that's the closest right now, is it not?
It is, no. Dingler's
batting
second
average?
RBIs with 80. Batting average, it is batting average is easy.
So then what's
It's just home runs with Caminero and Rice.
Okay, I mean, I guess he is only 2 ahead of Caminero. Ben Rice,
Yeah.
he's completely slowed down. But, yeah, Jordan's playing absolutely ridiculous baseball. I think he is definitely the clear and obvious choice. And I don't, like Bobby Witt Jr., I think would need the narrative, and the Royals absolutely stink.
Guess which qualified player is the second highest batting average in the American League?
Bobby Witt Jr.
No, not even close.
Second.
10th.
Okay, I mean, was he hitting 300?
But no, the second highest is 304. The only 2 guys in the American League with 300 batting average.
And qualified. Ernie Clement.
No, Ernie Clements is 8th, 284.
Okay. Man, nobody hits 300 anymore. The game is ruined. Who would be, let's think, anybody in the Central?
Nope.
I don't think it's anybody. He's in the East.
Yes.
I don't think he's on the Orioles.
I'll tell you this, too. This team has 4 players in the top 11 in batting average in the
So
American
it's the
League.
Rays.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Jonathan Aranda.
Joe, he's 6th.
Yandy Diaz.
He's 3rd.
Chandler Simpson.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Also, I will shout out Dylan Dingler. I'm happy Dylan Dingler's going to get MVP votes. He's been a monster. And he's actually second in the American League in RBIs again.
Yeah, I mean, he's still, 6 back right now? But he is having an unbelievable year.
He's not going to catch those. But I'm happy to see him on MVP ballots.
Fun conversation. If the Tigers were any sort of good, there would be talks about Dylan Dingler for some real votes.
Well, what if the Tigers make the playoffs? Because they're 1 game out and entering play on Monday.
Narrative. There's a little narrative for you. And what if the Astros miss it?
He can at least siphon off some first place votes, but Jordan is going to win the MVP.
All right, let's talk about the Cy Young. I feel like the American League one's the much more interesting Cy Young race to talk about right now.
I think definitely this is as good of a 2-horse race for the Cy Young as I can remember in a minute.
Yeah, because it is simply just Dylan Cease and Cam Schlittler as right now. Shout out to our boy Drew Rasmussen, and also shout out Parker Messick, who's been pitching really, really well. They are the next tier of guys, but if it stands as it currently does, Dylan Cease and Cam Schlittler, this is a heavyweight bout right here. We're throwing haymakers.
Oh, big time. And I do like that Schlittler kind of hit a wall a month ago, and then he said, fuck that wall, and now he steamrolled through it. He's got the power curve working now, which is just an embarrassment of riches. But at the same time, Cease is on a disgusting heater. Dylan Cease, since the beginning of July, in 43 innings, has 0.84 ERA. He's gone at least 7 innings in all but 2 of those 6 starts. He has a complete game shutout mixed in, 56 strikeouts in those 43 innings, which is good for a 36% strikeout rate with only an 8% walk rate. He 0.67 whip. He's turned on the Jets. It's a shame the Blue Jays are wasting this by the rest of their team being awful and they not being able to hit a lick, but he's pitching so well right now. It's like it would be surprising for him not to win, even with the big head start that Schlittler had.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the numbers right now, just comparing them to the two, in terms of ERA, Schlittler has a slight edge, 2.21 versus Cease's 2.28. That doesn't really matter at all. When you look at FIP, Cease has the lead, 2.20 versus 2.26. Schlittler has thrown a lot more innings, though. Right now, we are seeing 20 more innings, which I do think is important. It's something that we talked about, with Wheeler versus Burns all those years ago.
But also, votes have said that doesn't matter. Schlittler's also made 4 additional starts than Cease. Cease missed.
How's that even possible?
Cease had a 2-week, a minimum stay on the injured list early.
Okay,
I think he had a hamstring a few months ago. And also, it might be a situation where Schlittler may have just made a start. Cease about to make a start. So then
Gotcha. Okay.
It'll become a 3-start difference rather than a 2-start difference. But again, the voters don't really care about how many innings you pitch as long as someone's more effective. They've kind of proven that year over year, time after time. And I think by the end of the season, I do wonder how far the Yankees push Schlittler even down the stretch here, because last year at all levels, he got to about 150 before the playoffs.
God, these guys also have the exact same K- walk, by the way, in different ways, which is hilarious. 26.1. They're just fighting to the death. But it probably would be smart for the Yankees to just, if they lock up a playoff spot very, very early, probably take the foot off the gas a little bit, right?
Yeah, because it does look like that. Unless something crazy happens, again, similarly, it looks like we're absolutely destined for a 3-game series between the Yankees and Red Sox to determine likely who goes to the World Series.
Yeah, pretty much.
and it's gonna happen in one of their 2 ballparks. And I feel like whoever's ballpark that comes in is going to win that 3-game series.
Yeah, I like that.
And it makes a lot of sense for. I guess those teams then do have to go hard because they're going to be neck and neck, but it does feel like they can't really catch the Rays with a 5.5-game gap for the Yankees and a 7-game gap for the Red Sox. So I guess they can't really ease up because you have to play that series at home.
I guess here would be my biggest question is, who do you think is more likely to slip up? Because I think that's what it's going to be, is who's going to have the slip up, because right now they're both pitching so incredibly well. And I don't really see anybody else joining the conversation as it currently stands. They are clearly two best pitchers in the American League this year. Like, is it more likely that Cease has a bad start or two down the stretch, or Cam Schlittler? It's gonna be tight. It's gonna come down to something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Schlittler's built up so much narrative-based stuff, and him making the playoffs, even the Cy Young, I think, is the one award where the narrative doesn't seep in even close to as much.
Shout out Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, thank God.
King Felix.
Yeah, I still give it to Schlittler by a hair, but the way that Cease is pitching right now, I say it wouldn't be surprising. And this, I think, is a true, absolute 50-50 toss-up.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Cease just to be different, and because I hate the Yankees, and anything I can do to wind up a Yankee fan, Dylan Cease, Cy Young.
And if you guys out there are White Sox fans and you were watching the White Sox-Yankees game about 2 weeks ago now, where Cam Schlittler just, I think the White Sox actually hit him, if I'm not mistaken, but Ozzie Guillen, after the game, he would not say his name. They were like,
what do you call him? Cam? Just Cam.
He was calling him Cam. They were like, yeah. And no, he pitched great that game. That was when, we've been way back on track. That was 6 1/3, 8 strikeouts. But I think he went into the 7th. White Sox began to rally off him, finished off Yankee reliever. That was one of that crazy series in Chicago. White Sox came back to win a few games. He's like, I won't say that word. I will not say that word. He's Cam. I'm calling him Cam.
Schlittler. Can't say his name.
So shout out to White Sox fans that get to watch Ozzie in those post-game shows because he's hilarious.
He seems like he's an all-time dude. I love Ozzie Guillen.
All-time dude, but also like you go out with Ozzie Guillen, you're like, there's a 45% chance we get in a fight.
Oh, you might be doing really, really well there if it's 45%. I think it's more likely than not. And then for the National League, while it is Jacob Misiorowski's to lose right now, because as it stands, when the guy has a 1.76 ERA and pitches like he has, there's nobody who's beating him. But Chris Sale, if there was ever anybody because Misiorowski is going to be the guy that is going to get let off the gas. There's going to be a point where he's only going a couple innings at a time in September. I know, but I'm saying in September he might just do the one time through the lineup and then out of the game, depending on how the Brewers are doing, especially if they have the division locked up. That would be the big key. Mm-hmm. Chris Sale is throwing a ton of innings, obviously, and the numbers, it's a shame that Jacob Misiorowski is in the same league as him because he would be running away with it right now. A 2.2 ERA, 123 innings. The K rate's one of the highest in the National League. He's ridiculously good.
The thing that's insane is that Misiorowski's thrown more innings than Sale this season.
Yes, even with the take back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it is hard to push that. And the Brewers actually have been pushing Misiorowski back out again.
Oh, that's good.
I'm happy I'm seeing this, noticing this. I'm doing my pitching rankings for tomorrow. But his last 6 starts, 82 pitches, 103, all-star break, 65, 83, 83, then back to 94. And he gets the Dodgers this week. I think Friday night is Brewers-Dodgers, I'm pretty sure. And
is there a chance we got Scooble Misiorowski?
No, Scooble's pitching Monday, so he's pitching Sunday, I think, against Logan Henderson. I was looking at the matchups of the week.
If he pitches Monday, he'd pitch Saturday, I think.
I think they have an off day mixed in. Still an ace off. That's still an ace off.
Still an ace off.
Oh no, Scooble's gonna miss the Brewers. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, Saturday is going. Oh, it's not gonna be Friday. Damn it. Friday's gonna be Robert Gass versus Yamamoto. So still an ace off.
Ace
right
off.
There. Yeah, Thursday Drowan versus Sasaki. Wow. That one's special for me specifically. And then Saturday night, Miz versus RoboCop. Damn. Oh yeah, Sunday is Henderson Scooble.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Oh, that's good. Wow, nailed that one. That's awesome. Boy, I wish Peacock
Is that Sunday Night Baseball on NBC?
No, it's not. It's 4.
What?
Damn.
What are we doing?
Really good game right there. Oh,
yeah, talk to the higher ups.
Yeah, right, should. But that's, I don't know, Misiorowski he can't really lose this. He can stop pitching, I think, right now and probably still win the Cy Young.
You think 130 innings get you it? Like if Sale finishes with 170, 180?
I don't think Sale's going to finish that many. I think Sale finishes 160. So again, unless Christopher Sanchez gets the full 200 and keeps the ERA at 2.5. But even still, I don't think when Burns won it, he had 140, and it was because he had historically low FIP minus and the strikeout minus walk.
I think he was 150-ish, was he not?
It was 167. Okay, so I take that back. That was way
I don't think at 130
5.
you can get it.
Yeah, no, okay. That was like what Evaldi did last year. And he got some votes, but so again, he can't win. But he's been so much more dominant than everybody else. Like the strikeout minus walk rate's 35%.
It was disgusting.
The 1.7 ERA, I really, again, he can make. I was wrong about not being able to finish right now, but he's doing a Jacob deGrom season right now. He's going to win the Cy Young Award.
Yeah, he is the clear and obvious pick. And then we get to the rookies of the year. Let's do the American League one quickly, right?
All right, get that one out. How quickly? It's just McGonigal, definitely.
It's McGonigal versus Messick, probably, right? Those would be the two.
I think so. And Messick is awesome. And Murakami, I think, is still involved, especially when we talk about narrative stuff. But he's slowed down a good bit since he came off the injured list. He will still get to 30, possibly 35 home runs. But if he does that with a 230 average, I'm curious about how that goes up against McGonigal, who could wind up with like a 400 on base and like 15-15 with the defense.
Also, a conversation maybe to have about Peyton Tolley. Just because if he pitches like he did against the A's for the rest of the season over his next, what would that be, like 6-7 starts? 6-7?
Yeah.
He's going to be in the conversation too because that was, dominant, disgusting baseball.
And he is on the way up where Messick hasn't really pitched at the ace level since May, June. He's still pitching quite well. Messick's still great. Messick has 30 innings on Tolley because Tolley began the season in the minor leagues and also was throwing some shorter starts. Messick also still has a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to like parse out these award conversations and think about how these guys are going to vote between old school and new school. I think it's one of the most fun ways about making these predictions where even like PCA, like as much as the old school guys want to vote for the center fielder who's going to hit 300 and go 30-30, they're like, something about that kid. I don't think he's ready for it. I don't think he's ready for this award yet.
He's
Like,
got the stars in his head. Yeah.
Where like Messick and Tolley, they're going to be like, more innings, lower ERA. What can we say?
Just randomly, by the way. Did you see the clip of PCA saying he thinks that maybe Babe Ruth never existed?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he's like,
he never existed.
I think there's a chance that Babe Ruth never existed.
I mean, if you want to say that Babe Ruth is Dominican, you can go all the way with that one. But like, I don't know if I can say he didn't exist. We have a lot of proof that he existed.
I think he very much existed.
Super existed. Ask a Japanese person if Babe Ruth existed. They'll slap you in the face. Oh my God, that's funny. That's what I'm saying. Like, you make comments like that. Like, there's one baseball writer that's like, he lost my vote.
Oh, 100%. They're like, he doesn't, no respect for the game.
Yeah, American League, like we say a lot for this award, like it is sometimes difficult for the pitchers to get it over the hitters, especially when the hitters have like wall-to-wall, like McGonigal, played as well as they've played. Just to give a sense, again, McGonigal right now still, it's a 290, 390, 430 triple slash, more walks and strikeouts, and he's going to wind up 15-15. Like it's going to be a 5.5 WAR season as a rookie. Like that is very, very difficult to combat when you have hitting stats like that.
It's also really funny to me, too, because Rookie of the Year is the one award where it actually has no translation to any other awards basically in the rest of your career. Like, if you told me of all these guys in the American League who are then going to win another significant award, McGonigal might be third on my list. Like, I might put Tolley and Messick ahead of him because I think they theoretically could win a Cy Young at some point in their career just because you're showing us 2.5 ERA as a rookie. It's pretty good, and Tolley definitely has the stuff to be even better than he has. Where, like, McGonigal is going to be the classic, you're just a really, really good baseball player that, like, we're going to look back on your career and be like, damn, what a career, but never even come close to an MVP or anything like that.
No, but he'll put up all-star games forever. Yeah. Like, he'll contend for batting titles. I will say Murakami is still the lightning rod in this. If he didn't get injured, I think he'd be the favorite by far. And if he goes on a tear, and Murakami, of course, could have a tear in him, through the end of the season, he gets to like 38 home runs. Like if he has 12 home runs in the next 50 games and they do win the division, that's one time where the narrative could like take over for this award.
If he gets to 40, he wins it. And they win the division.
But he can't hit 50. I don't think he can hit 15 home runs. Even if he holds a
900. He needs 14. He's got 26 right now.
That's true, but they have like 50 games left. It's the middle of August.
He hit 26 and 80.
Yeah, I guess.
That's actually way easier than what he's done.
That's a better pace. He also, if he does hold the 900 OPS, I think it also will be difficult for him not to win.
Yes. And again, it all depends if the White Sox win the division, because if the Tigers somehow get involved in that again, it's just McGonigal's, no doubt.
Which is kind of funny. But again, this one's still up for grabs, but I think it's oddly much less contentious and much less intriguing, oddly, right now than the National League Rookie of the Year race.
Oh, we got to talk about the National League one. This is, if there's anything the Mets are going to put in their trophy case, this is the best shot they got.
And at the same time, like you look at J.J. Weatherholt, who's been the leader in the clubhouse wall to wall, and you're seeing a lot of similarities to what we just said about McGonigal, where Weatherholt's going to go like 20 home runs, 15 steals. He's going to put up about a 5-win season. And you're like, wow, that's really hunky-dory. But then if you look at the last like few months of J.J. Weatherholt at the plate, he's kind of tailed off in a significant way. And right now he only has a 740 OPS. So I think, but while playing some of the best defense at second base in the league.
But then we have the conversation of second base defense. You can't play short.
Well, I think he will play short if his teammate was a shortstop. I think next season he will be a shortstop. That could be a damn good one. But
no, I know.
If he trends closer to the 100 WRC plus line, I'm very curious if voters wind up giving this award to J.J. Weatherholt when he winds up as an average hitter for the whole season without any gaudy counting stats. Like if he was an average hitter with 30 home runs, I think he'd still get it, but he's not going to be.
Or if he was an average hitter with like 35, 40 stolen bases, I think that would help him out too. He's kind of slowed down on the stolen base side. The other thing that I think is going to hurt J.J. Weatherholt a bit, but also help him. One, St. Louis Cardinals. Writers love the Cardinals. That's like that's writer porn right there.
Look at this Cardinal.
Look at this hard working. He's gritty. Like that's what they would say about J.J. Weatherholt. The other thing though that will hurt him though, the batting average is not very good to the average voter. 249, and if he does get back down to 100 WRC plus, that means it's going to probably be around the 230-ish range. And if that batting average starts with 230, over my dead body, the baseball writers will allow him to win the Rookie of the Year. There's no shot. That will go to a New York Met.
Possibly, but also I still think because the Mets have 3 rookies right now who are in. I don't think A.J. Ewing has serious consideration. It's kind of Nolan McClain and Carson Bench. But I do think if everything else winds up getting split, they will just go for sexy counting stats. And Sal Stewart with 30 home runs will just win Rookie of the Year.
I like you throwing out Sal Stewart too, because I tend to not count him just because he doesn't like play like a premier position necessarily. But yeah, if he hits 30 home runs, the Reds are playing good baseball right now, which is kind of funny. They're only a few out of the wild card at the moment.
I think they may have gotten swept over the weekend by the Nationals, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
that'll end it for them.
Yep, they got swept over the weekend.
Okay, well then take away that part, take away the narrative. But yeah, Sal Stewart's someone to consider too. But also at the same time, I don't know. It's hard to ignore, to be a biased Mets fan here, it's hard to ignore that Nolan McClain has been arguably the best rookie pitcher in all of baseball this year.
Yes, and Nolan McClain is going to have like 12 starts left. He's going to wind up something like 185 innings if he continues to hold like a 3.5 ERA or possibly sneak a little bit lower, a 200 strikeout season. Like these are pillars of baseball seasons that the writers love and that we also appreciate and have to recognize as fans. And I do think there's a thing going on right now with Nolan McClain where since he's such a strikeout artisan, but his ERA is relatively high at 3.5, the Baseball Reference bros right now think he has no chance to win Rookie of the Year. But again, thinking about all the pillars of stats we're about to say, like 180 innings, 200 strikeouts, and ERA of the mid-threes, I wish he can get to a 3.4. That would really change his whole thing.
I mean, he definitely can.
I do think when we see all these stats at the end of the season, as long as he continues to pitch as he's pitched, or even slightly better, it will be very difficult to not give him that award.
Yes, and again, just for everybody out there, the Baseball Reference bros versus the Fangraphs bros versus the ERA guys, the accolades for Rookie of the Year feel way more important than any other award. People are looking for those big round numbers that mean something. And for J.J. Weatherholt, who will not have a single big round number besides his WAR, which I don't think, again, people are necessarily counting. This is when we did our Rookie of the Year quiz, the closers win Rookie of the Year more than any position. Like, clearly people don't care about positional value as much with this award as others. So if Nolan McClain can get to that 200 strikeout plateau in 180 innings, it's going to be tough.
And the Cardinals fans already hate this, so I'm going to dig this hole a little bit deeper.
Ooh, I like that, yeah.
If J.J. Weatherholt was the second baseman on the Marlins or
the New York Mets.
Like the Diamondbacks, and he was having this exact same rookie season, I don't even think he'd have relatively similar pub for Rookie of the Year whatsoever.
Diamondbacks might be a tough one just because they're in the playoffs right now. I wouldn't say the Diamondbacks.
Possibly. I just mean a franchise, an organization, a team without panache.
The Royals.
Yeah, I'm thinking National League.
Well, okay, yeah.
the Pirates, honestly.
Like the Rockies.
Yeah, well, Rockies, they get the core stuff going on there. But I do think that it's just if the hitting stats, if he gets hot and ends the season, again, 20 home runs, 15 steals, 260 batting average, I think he gets it no matter what.
Yes.
But the shape of his season right now, it looks like that might not happen. And if, again, Nolan McClain is trending towards 185, 200, 3.5, that's like an awesome season.
Yeah, people are going to be like, oh, it's a 3.5 ERA. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. It's like through 180 innings as a rookie. What do you want?
Yeah, and like 3.5 ERA, let's even think about it. Because sometimes I think people lose where the qualified pitchers wind up. Nolan McClain has the 12th lowest ERA in the National League in general, every single pitcher. And based on the way Robleski's pitched lately, I think he might wind up passing him as well. Like, it's not easy to have. There's only 27 qualified pitchers in the National League. It's sad. We got
to change the qualified number, I think. I think the qualified number needs to update with the times.
I think we probably will at some point. But again, like he could wind up with one of the 10 lowest ERAs in the National League as a rookie with 185 innings and over 200 strikeouts.
And J.J. Weatherholt could have a league average bat.
I don't even understand how this could, if that all comes to what we're saying, be a debate at that point. I almost think Weatherholt could wind up coming in third.
Yeah, because at that point he's the same as Carson Bench. No, I'm kidding.
And we'll leave this A2 at the same time just to give the Mets even more. Like Carson Bench has been ablaze for months now.
Yes.
He looks like he's going to end the season 280-2020, which again,
My Christian Yelich comp.
with a 3-win season, Weatherholt will have 5-win season. Very different situation. Weatherholt's glove is one of the best in the league, any position, doesn't matter. But it's going to be very hard for the old school baseball writers to give J.J. Weatherholt this award if things keep going as they've gone.
Ooh, I also forgot Baseball Reference. Unreal inflate second base defense. So he's got to be like, what, 5 clear of Nolan McLean in terms of WAR on that on that website?
So that's why I think Cardinals fans, even more than others, are Baseball Reference bros, at least the ones I interact with on Twitter, because
You didn't watch Ozzie Smith play.
No, I didn't watch Ozzie Smith play. Ozzie Smith was a wizard. Good, insane defender. But he already has 4.6 WAR on Baseball Reference.
Oh, he is higher on Fangraphs. That's shocking to me.
No, 4.3.
On Fangraphs?
Yeah. I'm looking at
Weatherholt?
Yeah.
Am I looking at this wrong?
4.6. You might be.
Oh, okay. I was looking at McGonigal.
Yeah, there you go. But again, Weatherholt's awesome. If he was hitting
He's a really
better,
good baseball player, yeah.
If he was hitting better, next year I think he's going to be a shortstop. He's going to be great there as well. If you're just hitting better, or if he just gets the 20 home runs, which he likely does, maybe he does win this award. But this is going to be a very split ballot. It's going to be what these writers value. It's going to be old school, new school, St. Louis versus everything else. It's going to be also the most at stake is these rookies of the year. Like MVPs and Cy Youngs are cool, but the way that the PPI stuff works now in baseball, if you win Rookie of the Year, you get a draft pick at the end of the first round. And if you win a Rookie of the Year and you get the full year of service time, isn't that how you qualify, or at least you? Or if you
there's something with finishing, I think, in the top 3 for Rookie of the Year if you qualify
for MVP and Cy Youngs later on.
Yes,
to get the picks as well. Yeah. So again, it's very important to win this award, to get to the top of this award, and these teams I think know that, and they're really helping these guys gun for it.
Mets desperately need it.
Desperately, so badly. Especially if the Mets are going to blow a top 6 pick, they need Nolan McLean to win Rookie of the Year.
Anything else? Any other awards? You want to talk about Manager of the Year real quick?
Yeah, but I'd love to do Manager of the Year real quick.
All right, Manager of the Year in the National League. Is it going to be Pat Murphy for the 3rd straight year?
I could see Walt Weiss, first year back, getting the Braves back on top.
It is going to be him, isn't it?
It is. Or it could be Council, got that team on track. Or
I honestly, truthfully, if we are talking about Managers of the Year based on, expectation versus reality, I think the 3 that we should be talking about the most would be Clayton McCullough for the Marlins, because obviously they're playing good baseball. I'm going to say this, was it Drew Butera for the Nationals? I think you got to have a conversation about him.
Definitely.
And then give me Torey Lovullo one more time.
I was even going to say Blake Butera, by the way.
Butera. Drew Butera is the former player.
Yeah, he's the catcher. If you're going to talk about the job a manager's done, whatever Craig Stammen's been doing with this pitching staff is talk about managing. There's he's figuring out these guys, making the guys pitch 3 innings, 4 innings, 2 innings every single day, mixing and matching his bullpen. He's been managing playoff games for 3 weeks already, and he has his Padres team completely humming right now, 1 game out of a playoff spot. That would be one I think should get some votes. Especially they have to make the playoffs, of course, but he should be in play for that if they make the playoffs.
It is hilarious that the Padres, who love the bullpen so much, hired a former relief pitcher to be their manager, something you'd never see in Major League Baseball.
And that is kind of something that some of these former players, even current relievers, talk about that they don't get. We hear Ron Darling on the Mets broadcast say it all the time. These relievers get jobs regularly.
Yeah.
And for Craig Stammen, a guy who did it closer to this era, he didn't retire that long ago.
This night 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. It's cool to have a manager actually who does understand the plight of the modern reliever. Maybe that starts happening more.
Yeah, maybe we'll start to see that. I don't know. We'll see. And then for the American League, I mean, it's got to be.
Has an interim ever won?
I don't know, but it's got to be Chad Tracy, right?
I mean, it's either going to be him or Kevin Cash. And Kevin Cash already has, I think, 2 of them as well, correct?
Yeah, or I guess it could be Will Venable, too.
Yeah, it could be Venable. But I'm curious how that White Sox team continues to go. I don't think you can win Manager of the Year if you accidentally got your pitcher taken out in the first inning.
Fair.
That was like a Mickey Callaway lineup card level fuck up.
Yeah, it was Gabe Kapler and Mickey Callaway, too. Really good guys.
Yeah, so again, Will Venable's done a great job. I do think that individual instance will hurt him a lot in Manager of the Year ballots.
And it is probably tough to not, even with how good of a job Tracy's done with the Red Sox, the fact that the Rays are 5 games clear in the American League East for a team that nobody thought that they were going to win the American League East, let alone not many people thought they were going to make the playoffs this year. It's probably tough not to give it to Kevin Cash, who consistently just gets the most out of his team every year.
And I think Derek Shelton, now first year back managing the Twins, if they sneak into the playoffs, he'll have a great claim for it as well.
This fucking Twins propaganda on the windup. I can't stand it.
Dude, all the Twins do is go out there and play decent ball. I don't know what you guys say. You gotta watch more Twins games. I watch too many Twins games.
I literally have. I will do 100 more things than watch the Minnesota fucking Twins play baseball. They suck.
That's your problem. They're out there grinding. You're missing good at bats.
Yeah, can't wait to watch. What was it? Victor Caratini take some ABs.
Fuck yeah, Cody Clemens, dude. Cody Clemens.
Oh God.
They lost 2 tight games to the Brewers this weekend.
Good. I'm out on the Twins.
Sunday. No, I love this one. Caleb Culpepper's awesome.
Fun. I like him. I didn't say I dislike him. I'm tired of them. They annoy me.
They're gonna be a more fun ball club. But those are award predictions.
Those are the award predictions. Let us know in the comment section down below who you think is going to win every award. Don't forget to subscribe to the Windup so you don't miss out on the baseball content. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
And I'm Draft Neck Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.